Hi everyone, this is Purnima Mahalingam. In this video lecture series, today we are going to discuss a topic about heating and cooling curve of electric drives. Come, let's go into the video. So here, first we can see what is heating and cooling curve. Heating and cooling of an electric drives. So we have seen various loss take place like copper losses, core losses, and windage losses. Generally, if the motor runs, what happens? There will be more number of losses. So here we have then that we have taken the major losses of copper losses and core losses, windage losses. This is the some of the types of losses. Due to this, what happens? These losses, heat produces inside the mechanism machines, and what happens? This increases the temperature of the motor. So due to this losses, the heat is produced inside the machines, and this because of this heat produced, what happened? The temperature of the motor is also get increases. The temperature of the motor is also get increases when the temperature reaches ambient value. That is, when the temperature of the motor reaches an ambient value, the heat generated is equal to heat dissipated. What happens at that time? What it attains is what the heat is generated that will be equal to the heat is dissipated. When the heat is generated inside the machine, this must be equal to the heat generated out the machine. So here the heat dissipation is proper, it's proportional to the different of the temperatures. The heat dissipation is proportional to the difference of the temperatures of a body and surrounding system, temperature of a body and then surrounding system. If the cooling is not provided, then the motor cannot dissipate heat to the surrounding of a medium. This is the important thing. If the cooling is not proper, if the cooling is not proper, what happens is the temperature what dissipate outside the body will not be equal. Then what happens? The temperature inside will be rises up and the temperature outside will be temperature will be low, and inside the machine the temperature will be high. What happens? The temperature difference, there will be temperature difference, it will damage the machine again. Okay, because the cooling system is most important for an electric drives and what an electric motors. Here the next thing is heating curve. Here first we can see what is heating curve. Here they consider homogeneous machines which develops heat internally at the rate and gives the surrounding to the proportion of the time. So it develops the heat internally and it gives to the surrounding but proportional temperature rise. Here the losses. Here the total losses in the machine during the small time interval, that is losses in the machines. Losses in the machine is dt, that is W into T. Here the W into T, that is power. So power with respect to temperature. Okay. Here the losses. Here the heat dissipation during the same interval is A, gamma, and this theta. And additional heat stored in the machine is G is d theta. Here. The heat dissipation is, and this is the heat dissipation formula, and this is the heat storage formula. Okay. Here. What here it is? Here because the heat developed is equal to heat absorbed plus heat dissipated. What heat developed is what heat is absorbed plus heat how much of the heat it is dissipated. That is the heat developed. Heat developed is what heat it absorbs and what heat is dissipated. And what it absorbs is W with the dt, that is a power with respect to the time, and what heat absorbed is gs dt, and what dissipated is a gamma GT. Okay. Here WTT, here the formula is WTT, and now we're rearranging this. Rearranging this equations? What happens? Finally, we get this equation. Now rearranging, and finally we go. So, with the temperature changing, what happens is with the change in temperature. Finally, the theta temperature is this. The final equations we reaches is this with respect to temperature and with respect to gamma. So this therefore the final temperature theta is equal to theta F into 1 minus E minus T divided by tau. The final temperature is theta is equal to theta F into 1 minus E power T.